This is an important topic to me personally because it was this question actually that led me on the journey to accepting creation and accepting the Lord as a Christian. I was an atheist until I was 27 years old, and I was working in the military space program at the time when a Christian coworker, we started talking about origins, and he challenged me on my beliefs in atheism and deep time evolution and so on. And the first question he asked me was, "You believe in the laws of physics, don't you?" And I said, "Well, yes, of course, we use them here every day." He said, "How do you reconcile them with the Big Bang?" And he didn't even explain what he meant, actually. And he didn't actually have to, because it was like a little switch clicked in the back of my brain somewhere, and I realized that those two things didn't match. Physics over here, Big Bang model over there. So that got my attention enough to then begin a much longer process. And it took the better part of a year for me to abandon my atheism and turn to my current position, which is biblical Christianity. And I mention that to make the point, a lot of times we're told by the opposite side in this debate that we're only creationists because the Bible forces us to be. That because we have faith in this book, the Bible, which requires creation, therefore we believe it. And that if we weren't blinded by our faith in the Bible, we would certainly see all this evidence for evolution if we could just look at science objectively without the blinders that our faith puts on us. And I mentioned my own personal story here at the beginning to make the point. I went through all the evidence I could find in all the various sciences, not just astronomy, before abandoning my atheism and then accepting that the creation account was true. I became a Christian after that point. So I'm one among many who are not creationists because we're Christians. The creationism came first. I became a creationist before becoming a Christian. Now, when dealing with the universe, the question is, where did all this come from? And there's two primary interpretations here. It's not all that complicated. Either it was created or it wasn't. If it was created, then that, of course, invokes the biblical account, where in the beginning God created the heavens and the earth. But we're told that this explanation is invalid. It's not allowed. Why is that? Well, because it's supernatural. The prefix super just means above or beyond. So supernatural means above or beyond nature. And we're told that naturalism is the only allowable scientific viewpoint. That we're only allowed to invoke natural processes to explain the natural world. And that anything supernatural, then, by definition, is not science, and therefore unallowable. Now, the primary naturalistic viewpoint for the origin of the universe today is the Big Bang model. Now, our time here this morning will be spent discussing three primary subjects, or three primary approaches. First, I'm going to show why it is claimed that the Big Bang is good science. I'm going to show you the primary lines of evidence that are viewed as support for the Big Bang model, indeed, that require the Big Bang to be true. Then we're going to dig a little deeper and find out actually the Big Bang isn't good science, it's really bad science. Because there's a lot of scientific evidence against the Big Bang model that, in my opinion, and the opinion of many others, outweighs whatever positives it may have. And then I'm going to go one step further. I'm going to say that the Big Bang is not good science. It's not even bad science. It's actually anti-science. The Big Bang, when taken to its logical conclusion, makes science itself impossible. Now, that's a pretty bold statement, wouldn't you say? So, better get started.